You're drowning not in water, but in work, in silent obligations, in the quiet, crushing weight of holding everything together. Your desk is a mountain of half-finished tasks, your phone is buzzing with demands, and you haven't had a full night's sleep in weeks. A colleague walks by, sees the look on your face, and asks, "Hey, are you okay? Need a hand with any of that?" And the lie comes out. The lie that is so practiced, so automatic, it feels more real than the truth. "I'm fine, thanks. Just busy, you know. But I've got it." You smile, a tight, brittle smile. They nod and walk away. And in that moment, the invisible wall between you and the rest of the world slides back into place. You are safe, you are competent, and you are, once again, completely, terrifyingly, alone. This is the hidden psychology of the person who never asks for help. To the outside world, you are the rock. You are the capable one, the strong friend, the reliable employee. You're the one who has it all together. People admire you for it. They say, "I don't know how you do it all. You're so independent." You just nod. You let them believe it, because no one ever stops to ask, ... At what cost? Because you know the truth. What they see as strength, is anxiety. What they see as independence, is isolation. What they see as competence, is a compulsive need for control. You are not living. You are performing. You are locked in a one-person play where you are the writer, director, and lead actor. And the only rule is that you must never, ever show a crack. This isn't just about refusing to ask someone to help you move a couch. This is a deep, pervasive pattern that bleeds into every corner of your life. In your relationships, you are the giver. You're the therapist friend, the 2 a.m. crisis call, the one who will drop everything to fix someone else's life. You listen, you advise, you hold space, you give, and you give, and you give, until you are hollowed out, and the moment you feel a crack, the moment you start to crumble, you do the only thing you know how to do. You disappear. You go silent. You text, "Sorry, just swamped." Because showing them your need, your mess, your vulnerability feels more dangerous than drowning alone. In your career, you are the silent workhorse. You'd rather burn out than ask for an extension. You'd rather redo an entire project yourself than admit you don't understand. The thought of saying, "I'm overwhelmed," or "I don't know how to do this," feels like a public confession of fraud. It feels like incompetence. So you stay late, you Google the answers, and you silently resent the colleagues who seem to get by with so much less effort. This is the profound, suffocating loneliness of hyperindependence. It's the tragic irony of being surrounded by people who love a version of you that doesn't really exist. You tell yourself stories to justify the armor. It's just faster to do it myself. No one can do it right. I don't want to be a burden, but I don't want to be a burden is the most dangerous story of all. Because what it really means, deep down, is I believe my needs are an unacceptable inconvenience to others. And that belief, that lethal piece of programming, wasn't born in a vacuum. It was learned. It was a survival script, likely written in childhood, in an environment that taught you a terrible, upside-down lesson. That your needs are dangerous, that vulnerability is a weakness, and that, to be safe, to be loved, to survive, ... You must never need anyone. This isn't a personality trait. It's not a preference. It is a trauma response. It's the scar tissue that formed over an old, unhealed wound. And if you don't understand what happened, you will spend your entire life inside a fortress you built to keep yourself safe, never realizing you are also its prisoner. So, what is the story you're telling yourself? I don't want to be a burden. Let's translate that. Burden is a code word. What you really mean is, I'm afraid that if I show you my needs, you will find me inconvenient. And what you really mean is, I'm terrified that if I am inconvenient, you will leave me. This is not a preference. It is not a personality trait. It is a profound, deep-seated survival strategy called hyperindependence. And like all deep-seated strategies, it was learned in a classroom, the classroom of your childhood. No child is born believing they are a burden. A child is born as a bundle of pure, unapologetic needs. They cry, they demand, they expect to be helped. That is the default human setting. To stop doing that, to unlearn that instinct, requires training. It requires painful, consistent lessons. Maybe you were the parentified child. You grew up as the miniature adult in a chaotic home. You had to emotionally or practically take care of your caregivers. You learned very quickly that your needs weren't just secondary. They were a problem. Your sadness was a burden on a depressed mother. Your anger was a trigger for an angry father. You learned to make yourself small, to fix things quietly, and to never ever add to the chaos. Or maybe you were the neglected child. You did ask for help. You cried. You showed your vulnerability, and nobody came. The silence taught you a lesson more brutal than any punishment. You are on your own. Help is not coming. Crying is a waste of energy. The only person you can rely on, the only person who will ever truly save you, is yourself. In both cases, you learned the same core lesson, one that was wired directly into your nervous system. Vulnerability is dangerous. Asking for help requires two things that your childhood made impossible. 1. Trust. A belief that the other person won't use your vulnerability against you, won't judge you, or won't abandon you for having it. 2. Surrender. The willingness to give up control. For you, control is survival. In a world that felt chaotic and unsafe, your ability to handle it was the only thing you could count on. To ask for help is to give up that control. It's to hand a piece of your well-being over to someone else and trust them not to drop it. And for you, that feels like standing on the edge of a cliff. Every instinct in your body screams, "Don't." It's a trick. They'll let you fall. So you built a fortress. You called it competence. You called it strength. You built it brick by brick with every "I'm fine and I've got it." And the world rewarded you for it. This is the cruelest part of the trap. Society loves the hyper-independent person. You get praised for being the strong one, so reliable, so low maintenance. This praise is a drug. It reinforces the mask. You're not just independent anymore. It's become your identity. People admire you for being the rock. How can you, all of a sudden, confess that you're actually crumbling? How can you admit that the fortress you built to protect yourself has become a suffocating, lonely prison? This is why, when help is offered, you feel a surge of panic, not relief. Receiving help feels like a debt. It feels unsafe. It means you are now beholden to someone, that they have leverage, that they have seen the crack in your armor. So you refuse. You smile. You deflect. You say, "I've got it." It's not a statement of confidence. It is an act of defense. It is the child inside you, still standing in that chaotic room, pulling the armor tight and whispering, "Help is not coming." You are the only one who can save you. So you're in the fortress. The walls are high, the armor is heavy, and you are so tired. You understand why you built it. You honor the scared child who laid the first stone. But now you're an adult, and you're suffocating on the inside. How do you build a door? The answer is terrifying. You don't build a door. You just have to let down the drawbridge for 1 second and see what happens. Healing from hyperindependence isn't about suddenly becoming needy. It's not about losing your competence. It is about moving from a state of forced independence to a state of chosen interdependence. It's about learning that vulnerability and safety can, in fact, coexist, but you can't tear down the whole fortress at once. Your nervous system would never allow it. So you start with one brick. You start with the smallest, most pathetic, low-stakes act of vulnerability you can imagine. This is the first practice, the micro-ask. You don't start by asking for help with your trauma. You start by asking someone, "Hey, can you grab me a napkin?" You don't start by saying, "I'm drowning at work." You start by asking a trusted colleague, "Can you look at this one-sentence email and tell me if it makes sense?" You ask your partner, "Could you get the water while I get the glasses?" These tiny acts feel stupid. They feel pointless. But they are everything. Because this isn't about getting a napkin. This is about exposure therapy for your nervous system. You are running a tiny experiment. Hypothesis: if I ask for this, they will think I'm weak and incompetent. Experiment: you ask. Result: they just get the napkin. The world doesn't end. They don't look at you with contempt. They just do it, and the conversation continues. You have just logged a new piece of data. I asked for a small thing, and I survived. You do this again and again and again. You are building new neural pathways, proving to that terrified inner child that you are no longer in that dangerous, chaotic room. You are in a new room. And in this room, it is safe to ask. The second practice is even harder. The art of receiving. Sooner or later, someone will offer you help. Your reflex, the one that feels like a knee-jerk, is to throw your hands up and say, "No, no, I'm fine. I've got it." This is your armor clanging back into place. Your new job is to fight that reflex, to pause, even as your heart is hammering, and say the 4 most difficult words in the English language: "Thank you. I'd like that." And then, the hardest part, you do nothing. You don't rush to pay them back. You don't minimize the help. "Oh, it was nothing, really." You don't apologize for needing it. You just let them help. You sit in the excruciating discomfort of being cared for. You will feel indebted. You will feel like a fraud. You will feel less than. Your job is to tolerate that discomfort. That discomfort is the feeling of the armor rusting. It's the sound of the fortress walls groaning. Let it be. You are learning, in real time, that you have value even when you are not producing, that you are worthy of care even when you are not the capable one. This is how you reparent yourself. You become the adult you needed. When you feel that old panic rising, "I can't ask, they'll leave me," you turn inward and you speak to that child. You say, "I know you're scared. I know you learned that you had to do it all alone, but I am here now. I am the adult. I will not let you be abandoned. We are safe, and I will not abandon you, because in the end, the person you're most terrified of is yourself. You've abandoned your own needs for so long. You've convinced yourself that everyone will. You have to become your own safety net. You have to prove to yourself that you will show up for your own needs. True strength is not the wall you build. It's not the superhuman performance of, "I've got it." True strength is the courage to admit the wall is there. It's the shaking voice that finally says, "Actually, I don't." Asking for help is not a confession of weakness. It is a confession of your humanity. It's the most powerful act of trust you can offer. It is you, finally, looking at another person and saying, "I can't be a fortress today." And in that moment, you stop being a rock. You stop being an island. You become a person, and you finally give yourself permission to be held.